In this video, I'll show you how to modify the JSON format while writing and executing a prompt. Now, this interface will be presented when you create a prompt in either in Power Apps, Power Automate, or Copilot Studio, which I'm going to demonstrate that in some time. Now, basically, you can modify the JSON format as per your requirement. Now, JSON output lets you generate the JSON structure for the response. So whenever you provide a prompt, it will give you an output either is in the form of a JSON, text, or a document. Now, if you select JSON as a format, you have an option to customize this JSON. So you can play around with this JSON. By default, the format is auto detected. Now you can modify the JSON schema as per your requirement. But remember, you need to click apply and then save, which I'm going to show you while demonstrating. Once you edit the JSON, the format turns into custom format. So it is not an auto detected format, it becomes a custom format. You have an option to revert back to auto detect mode as well. You can also view the JSON schema. So all this thing I'm gonna demonstrate to you. Now, as you see over here, this is an example. I've just written a simple example. Extract invoice details from like whatever things you want and output it in JSON format. So I'm going to show you that same example in the prompt. So let's jump into the demo. But before we navigate to that particular module, I want to show you that if you navigate to make.powerapps.com or make.preview.powerapps.com under prompts, here you can build your own custom prompt. In make.powerautomate.com or make.preview.powerautomate.com, under prompts, you can build your own custom prompt. Or in Copilot Studio, you can navigate to tools, or if you go inside any agent and click on tools and click on prompt, here you can create a prompt. This is again one and the same thing. What we're going to do is we are going to make use of a document. Like I'll show you the document which I have. So let me open an image document. So let me find that document for you. So I have this image document, contoso invoice.png. Now this has a street address, city name, and all those things. Now this is not like a good example. I just want a proper example. So let me go ahead and open another invoice. So Emirates invoice.png. Again, it has your company name, street address. So again, this I don't like it. Let me open another document. So maybe I'll just open invoice001.pdf, which will have basically a customer name, the invoice address, unit price, subtotal, sales tax, etc. So let's pick up this example. Okay, so this is from my organization. All right, now we need to write a prompt. Now first we can just say that I want to write a prompt which will basically extract some information. So I'll just say I can make use of get started with Copilot, or I can start with the prompt template, or maybe I'll just say extract invoice details from a document. Now this document we're going to make it dynamic, like customer name, vendor name, date, or maybe an invoice number, invoice date, subtotal, total, and tax in JSON format. So let's assume this is the prompt. Okay, I've just written, I haven't seen the document, I don't know whether we are using the correct terminology or not. I'm going to use this prompt. Now instead of this document, I want to make it dynamic. So I'll just say add a content, image, or document. And here I will name this as this is an invoice document. I'll upload an image or document, and maybe let me pick up this invoice001.pdf. Now I have an option to select the model. Now basic is not good for documents. You can use standard or standard GPT-5 chat, which is good quality for most tasks, including documents and images. I'm not going to use the premium or the standard GPT 5.3, 5.2 reasoning. I'll just use GPT-5 chat. And I'll click on text test over here. It will parse through the document. It will identify the customer name. It has identified the customer name as John Kimball, vendor name as Tom Fisheries, invoice number, invoice date, subtotal, tax, total, etc. So this all looks very good to me. If I want to see the JSON format, I'll just click on JSON and it will show you that here are the extracted invoice details in JSON format. Okay. Now let me save this, say invoice JSON uh, format. I'll just save this prompt. Okay. So this is the name. I've just named it. Now if you see over here, customer name, vendor name, invoice number, invoice date, subtotal, tax. Now, take for example, if you don't like the format, or maybe this is not aligning with your CRM column, or maybe you just call this as a total amount instead of total, or you just say sub hyphen total, or maybe sub space total, or you just call it as invoice hash instead of invoice date, or sorry, for invoice number you just call it as invoice hash, or for vendor name you just call it as an account, or for customer name you just call it as customer. So if you want to customize that JSON, you just click on customize JSON. Now it has auto detected the format over here. You can test your prompt to refresh the JSON format. So I just click on test over here again. Now the output is in a JSON format, which you get this. Click on customize JSON and now you have got this as an auto detected format. You can even go back to the JSON schema over here, which is non-editable, and you click on JSON example. Now remember the one which I was talking about, you need to click on apply and close and then on save. So that is important to note. Okay. So I'll just click on save for time being. I've seen that this is an auto detected format. I have named it as invoice JSON format. It will save the prompt. It is still auto detected. The response format will follow the result of your latest prompt test. Edit the JSON example below to customize it to your need. So I will say instead of customer name, I just want customer. Instead of vendor name, I will just call this as account. Instead of invoice number, I will just say invoice hash. Invoice date is good. Subtotal, I just use a space, and total, I will just call this as a grand amount. And I can go ahead and save this changes, So I've from now onwards, I want to refer to this instead of the stock standard format which has been suggested by the uh, system. Click on apply and then click on save. And now from this point onwards, this particular format will take precedence. Okay. So you have this, all the changes which you have made. Now, what we have done, we have changed the custom format, and then from this point onwards, this custom format will take precedence. Now, what we have done, we have added an invoice number, a hash, we have put a space, and we have added a space in grand amount or subtotal. And instead of the big text over there, we just put customer and account. So all good. And we have now, let's go ahead and test it. Now remember, always click on apply and save. You click on save over here and then test it. Now, couple of things to take care. If I test it now, you might see there is an unexpected token error identifier. It is not a valid JSON. Now, if that happens, what you need to do is again review the invoice JSON format. Now remember you have put space over here. So let me get rid of space. So we don't want space within the text. So I just remove the text. So instead of subtotal, if you just put a sub hyphen total or maybe grand amount, just save this. Now don't test it now because you need to save it. Click on apply over here. Now you can go ahead and apply and test it. Now again, you might see there is an error, unexpected token. Now there is something called as hash over here, right? Now I'll just remove the hash, and maybe for invoice date I'll just put a space. Click on apply, and now I click on test. Now your output will appear. So space is not a problem. The character hash is a problem, right? So you need to be very careful with that. Now, say for grand amount, if you wanted a space, that is completely fine. You click on apply, you click on save over here. Now let's go ahead and test it with other document. Like if in any other document you may not have maybe a vendor or maybe a customer detail or maybe an invoice number or an invoice date. So let me go ahead and upload another document. So maybe let me pick up invoice number 003. So I'll just pick up that and close and test it. Now this is a different document. It may not have some other information. So you may see something as blank as well. So as you see, it has got a customer, it has got an invoice, it has got an invoice number, invoice date, subtotal, and tax and grant amount as well. So this document is good. Let me go ahead and upload an invoice 002 document, which may or may not have some or all the information which is presented in the schema. So I just wanted to show you that example as well. So if it doesn't have that information, it will not show anything. So like if you see over here, it has given me the account as blank. So account doesn't exist or the tax doesn't exist. It will still respect the schema. However, you need to be careful. Don't use any special character because it doesn't like it, and it will throw a special character error. So whenever you customize the JSON, there are some rules to keep in mind. It has to be properly formatted and it should follow a schematic format. So that's it, folks. This is all about how you customize the JSON for your prompt in either Power Apps while building a prompt, or in Power Automate, or in Copilot Studio. Remember, whenever you customize the JSON, you save the format, you apply the format, and then you click on save, and then only you test the model. Thanks for watching.